Sometimes things end up on my desk and they just leave me surprised. Today is definitely one of those days. After filming some videos over NexTool Multitools a little while back, they emailed me asking if they could send over a knife they were planning to release at the end of March. A few weeks later, a small padded envelope arrived on my front step and this knife slipped out. No box, no packaging, no pouch, just this really simple knife. And to be honest, I didn't really think too much about it. And that is until I actually got it in hand. First impressions, it felt heavier than I expected. I thought it would feel light and cheap, but from the moment I picked it up, it just felt really good in hand. Before spoiling the secret, this knife has potential to absolutely dominate the budget market, and here's why. First off, who the hell is NexTool? They're one of the new kids on the block pushing out countless multi-tools. And when I say countless, I really mean it. It seems they release a new multi-tool every other day. Need a plier-based multi-tool? They got it. What about a multi-tool that's also a wrench? Also check. What if you need a pair of capable scissors? Check again. They even have a crazy little credit card shaped multi-tool that even has pliers. Just tons of options coming out from them. One of their more interesting designs happens to be the K30. Looking at it, it looks very similar to the Leatherman Free series, such as the T4 or the K2X. Though it has a knife, it appears to mainly be a multi-tool. And this is where this new tool, the K40, really differs. Though bearing the NexTool name, this honestly doesn't feel like it belongs compared to the rest of their lineup. And why do I say that? Well, for one, this honestly just feels way higher quality than I expected. As you can see, this knife is running on a crossbar lock. Crossbar locks can be a bit tricky. If you don't dial them in perfectly, the action can leave you wanting more. For an example, Kaiser has absolutely nailed their clutch lock, while other companies like Real Steel left me a little dissatisfied with their attempts. Yet with that in mind, I was expecting this to be gritty and just kind of poor, honestly. Yet I was completely blown away when I first deployed the knife. Smack. That knife deployed out with such force, I was a little bit shocked. Then on closing, I cannot believe how smooth it was. I spent the next couple minutes just constantly opening and closing the knife. I still can't believe that NexTool really nailed the action of their first crossbar lock this well on their very first try. You can deploy the knife by either the thumb studs or by pulling down on the crossbar lock itself, and both work phenomenal. Like truly, I hope it doesn't seem like I'm overhyping this part, but the action here is crazy impressive. Outside of crazy smooth action, what else does this have in store? For one, let's talk about the blade. This is coming out with a sheep's foot style blade of 14C28N. And this steel is extremely common in the budget realm right now, and you can find this steel pretty much on every knife in the $40 to $70 price range. And it's for good reason though, as this steel is durable, corrosion resistant, tough, and honestly pretty easy to sharpen. I'm a big fan of this steel as I'm still a rookie sharpener, so this steel makes me feel a little bit better about myself. There's also just a smidge of jimping here on the spine, but it's rather far back and I would like to see it a little bit further up front. The blade also features some pretty big branding, which I'm honestly not a really big fan of, but I get it. Looking at the handle, this is coming with black G10 scales with a slight pattern, so the grip is pretty good. It also features a deep carry pocket clip, again with some more branding, which I dislike, and it carries pretty well. I will say that due to the placement of this clip in the shape of the handle, even though it's deep carry, a small bit of the handle will still poke out above the pocket. Now there's one other thing you might have seen that we haven't covered yet, and this little button on the back of the handle. Well, considering NexTool makes multi-tools, this should come as no surprise as this features another little tool/gadget hidden away. If you pull on this small plate here, a small bit driver pops out and locks into place. It can actually lock in two directions, from here pointing out or straight out the back, and it locks in place using this small button. Right off the bat, this is pretty cool. I use a screwdriver just behind the scissors in a multi-tool, so having this as part of a knife is honestly pretty useful to me. Yet it actually gets better as it's not just a sculpted screwdriver head, and it can be swapped to either side, so a Phillips head or a flathead. And this is held in place by a magnet, and I think it's just such a good idea. And when you're done with it, just push in the button to close it back in the handle. It's a little bit of a gimmick, sure, but I honestly find it pretty useful, and most importantly, it's just done really well. It's there if you need it, but not in the way if you don't. And if you don't need a screwdriver, you don't ever have to use it. It just remains a really good knife by itself. But pair the knife with the screwdriver, then you have a really small multi-tool all in one package. Funny enough, NexTool really didn't provide me with any information over this knife. The only information I really had was that this would be released late in March, now March 27th to be exact. Other than that, I really had nothing. No specs, no design breakdown, and more importantly, no cost. In fact, they actually reached out to me and asked for my opinion on the piece. I said with this steel and this action, if this could come in under $45, I thought it would be an insane value. I cheekily said if this could be around the $30 mark, it would be an absolute home run. They finally got back to me on pricing, and this will retail for $39.99. So at 40 bucks, do I think this is a good value? Honestly, I really do. I originally wanted to compare this to other knives with this steel at this price point, and I went on Amazon looking for 14C 28N knives from Kaiser or Civivi to compare at the $40 price point. Yet I was kind of surprised as there wasn't really any out there. Most under the $40 mark have D2 steel, which I consider a downgrade, and the knives that have 14C 28N are often 10 to 20 bucks more expensive. So for 40 bucks, you're getting a 14C 28N blade, crossbar lock, and a really good action. And just right there is a good value alone. But then you also get this hidden screwdriver in the back, so all things considered, I think this is an excellent deal. Honestly, if this didn't have the branding on the blade and on the clip, and instead it said Leatherman, you'd be looking at something closer to $80 if not more. I'm really curious how this knife is going to go. I posted a short of it a few weeks ago, and I posted a few pictures of it on Reddit as well, and I was flooded with comments, so it seems like the demand is definitely there. I think it's priced right on the money. It's just a super solid tool. I'd love to know what you think about it down in the comments. Is this something you'd carry? Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to get more videos like this one, and I'll catch you in the next one.